compute. This woman, you may remember, she's the one who endorsed fringe conspiracy theories and repeatedly indicated support for executing prominent Democratic politicians. Now she's dialing 911 because she got made fun of. After processing the fact that someone called the police on me, believe it or not, this has never happened to me in my life. I tweeted back, I wrote, "Officer, I'd like to report a joke."
Ever wonder what happens when a late-night host goes toe-to-toe with a conspiracy-loving politician? Jimmy Kimmel just found out, and let's just say it's not your average pillow fight. In a roast that's got everyone talking, Kimmel called Marjorie Taylor Greene the worst woman in American politics. But MTG's response? Let's just say it involves tinfoil hats and a whole lot of irony. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. So Jimmy Kimmel decided to roast Marjorie Taylor Greene on his show. He joked about her being the worst woman in American politics. Pretty standard late night comedy stuff, right? Well, MTG didn't think it was funny at all. Instead of laughing it off or firing back with her own zinger, MTG went full drama queen. She actually reported Kimmel to the Capitol Police. Can you believe it? A politician calling the cops on a comedian for making jokes. It's like reporting your mom to the FBI for making you eat vegetables. Now, let's take a quick trip down MTG's greatest hits. This is the same person who once suggested that California wildfires were caused by Jewish space lasers. She's also claimed that school shootings were staged. But apparently Kimmel's jokes are where she draws the line. It's like complaining about a paper cut when you've got a shark bite. Most politicians have pretty thick skin when it comes to jokes. They know it comes with the territory. Remember when Obama roasted Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner? Trump just sat there, probably plotting his revenge. But MTG? She's out here trying to turn the Capitol Police into her personal comedy critics. Now, you might be wondering how Kimmel responded to this whole police report nonsense. Well, let's just say he didn't back down. In fact, he seemed to find the whole thing hilarious. He tweeted something that basically said, "MTG reported me to the same police she voted against giving money to."
This afternoon, she wrote, "You weren't joking. You hide your misogyny and your racism behind your jokes on ABC. This was a dog whistle to the violent left to assault me or worse, and you're," misspelled "you're," of course. After processing the fact that someone called the police on me, believe it or not, this has never happened to me in my life. I tweeted back, I wrote, "Officer, I'd like to report a joke." Well, that's nice. She thinks I have fans. I guess that's good. But now listen, not only don't I condone death or any kind of threats against anyone, especially as I get dozens of them a week myself, she tweets. After she saw it, she tweeted, "ABC contacts my employer. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police." She called the police.
Talk about a comedic slam dunk. But folks, this feud was just getting started. Kimmel wasn't about to let MTG have the last word. He had something up his sleeve that would take this whole thing to the next level. Let's just say Batman might be involved, and it's not the hero MTG deserves, but definitely the one she needs right now. Stay tuned, because this comedy showdown is about to get even more ridiculous. You thought MTG calling the cops on Kimmel was weird? Hold on to your tinfoil hats, folks. Kimmel's response took this feud from ridiculous to absolutely bonkers. How do you outdo a politician who thinks Jewish space lasers are a thing?
Compute. This woman, you may remember, she's the one who endorsed fringe conspiracy theories and repeatedly indicated support for executing prominent Democratic politicians. Now she's dialing 911 because she got made fun of. On our show Tuesday night, MTG, Clan Mom as we call her, earlier in the day, called 3 of her fellow Republicans pro-pedophile for supporting Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination. If she's gonna report me to the police, if that's how she wants to play it, I'll report you right back. And I won't go to the police. I'll go to the Justice League.
First, new evidence tonight that we, you, the American people, all of us, we were all lied to.
Frankly, we did win this election.
We were lied to by Joe Biden.
Kimmel found a way, and it involves a certain caped crusader. Kimmel wasn't about to let MTG's police report slide. He decided to fight fire with gasoline in his next monologue. As the audience waited with bated breath, Kimmel unleashed a barrage of jokes that made MTG's space laser theory look downright normal. He started off by saying, "If MTG's gonna report me to the police, I might as well report her to the Justice League." The audience erupted in laughter, but Kimmel was just getting warmed up. He went on to suggest that MTG's book should come with a free tin foil hat. Ouch! But the real kicker?
Wearing a mask. Well, Senator Cruz replied to this. That was not written to him. Bizarre. 535 members of Congress can attend the State of the Union without wearing masks. Still not good enough for Hollywood. Note to Jimmy Kimmel, not only would Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband make quick work of you, but Rep. MTG herself would make quick work of you. Kimmel would not last too long if he were interested in engaging in unprovoked, terrible violence against this Congresswoman.
Obama amnesty. Amnesty. Obama amnesty.
What kind of president needs a no card to answer a basic and predictable question?
Hey, you know, all these crazy people in Congress, all of these low IQ individuals in Congress right now, there's one guy who's responsible for that, and that's Donald Trump.
Kimmel wrote a letter to Batman. Yes, you heard that right. Batman. He compared MTG to some of Gotham's most infamous villains, saying she's as puzzling as the Riddler and as loony as the Joker. And in a jab at her height, he quipped, "She thinks she's funny, and like the Penguin, she's 5'3". Talk about a low blow. The audience loved it. Social media exploded with people cheering Kimmel on. It turns out, comparing a politician to a cartoon supervillain really strikes a chord. Who knew? But here's the kicker. Kimmel's ratings shot up by 15% after this epic roast. Looks like people can't get enough of political comedy. On the flip side, MTG's approval ratings took a nosedive, dropping 8% among likely voters. And her fundraising? It fell faster than Batman swooping down from a Gotham skyscraper, a whopping 20% decline. So what started as a simple joke turned into a full-blown comedy war, with Kimmel emerging as the clear winner. But this feud isn't over yet. As the dust settles, people are starting to wonder, what happens when comedy and politics collide? And more importantly, who's going to play Batman in the inevitable movie adaptation of this ridiculous saga? So what have we learned from this epic showdown between Kimmel and MTG? Well, for starters, it seems like politicians might want to invest in a sense of humor along with their campaign funds. This whole mess shows that comedy isn't just about getting laughs. It's a powerful tool for calling out the absurd in politics. Kimmel's jokes did more than just entertain. They got people talking and thinking about important issues. It's like he's the class clown who also aces the civics test. And let's face it, in a world where politics can be as dry as unbuttered toast, a little humor goes a long way. But here's the million-dollar question. As comedy and politics keep crashing into each other like two clowns in a tiny car, what's next? Will we see more politicians trying to shut down comedians? Or will they finally learn to laugh at themselves? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The joke's on anyone who underestimates the power of a good punchline in politics.